Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in, and I appreciate, as always, your support of the channel. If you're looking for other ways to do so, you'll find it down in the description, and we are off to the races. The AMX 12T takes a hit, and I'm in my T43. We are here on Ruinberg, and on my EU account, I get hit by him on the way by. Not quite ready. I get thumped by the Scorpion B. Holy cow, let's get some cover. So we'll take this little nook. This is a great place to fight from, especially for a medium. We are, like I said, on my EU account, and this is going to be good for Incinerator with honors for the Stug. One of the things you want to do if you're a new player and you've just started an account is make sure that you turn on the personal missions. I'm trying to take on this Cromwell here, because early on they're relatively easy to do. You can pretty much turn them on and forget that they're on. For the Stug, they're set up for the medium tank, heavy tank, light tank, artillery, TD. You just have to have the right tier of tank for it, and it's relatively low. I want to say it's 5 or maybe 4, I'm not sure 100%. But I've got this set up. I'm in a tier 7. Obviously, that's good enough for the missions. The KV-122 loses his mind, drives out into the front, and really has no idea that I'm here. He doesn't know what he's looking at exactly. Eventually, he sort of figures it out, I think. He looks at it. I'm not sure. No, he never does. He never really figures out what's happening. Now I'd like to get rid of the Cromwell. The reason I want to get rid of the Cromwell is so I can start working down the road towards the rest of the tanks down there. This ends up being a pretty big damage game. There we go. He gets a shot on me. He's actually firing HE. That's good to know. Try to note that. Down the bottom left, you can see down here that I've got the notifications turned on. You do that in the settings. The reason is I can know things like, oh, this dude's firing HE. He continues to fire HE, and does he? No, he switched back to gold. But if he did continue to fire HE, then the trades aren't that big a deal. I feel like I can come out here and trade him for my 180, and he can take his 40 HE and move along. Little doggy. That's a little pixel snipe. Now he knows he's in trouble. He's got to move. He starts moving, and we get rid of him right there. So down he goes. We got 2 kills. We're at 1,529 damage. Nobody's been lit on fire yet. That's the bummer with Incinerator. The reason it's called that, if we look, press N, you can find that out during the game, that we need to light somebody on fire. Let's see if we can find out that. Let's just pause here so they get that damage here. Excalibur M. There we go. The Incinerator. Set on fire an enemy vehicle and be among the top 5 in experience for honors. Also, I'm on Union 2. That's a different mission for the Excalibur. We're not going to really worry about that right now. So I need to set somebody on fire. The problem with that is there's no real way to go, all right, I'm just going to drive out here and set a guy on fire. You just have to hit him in the right spot. Somewhere around the gas tank, engine. So there we go. So right up in the front, turns on fire, or lights on fire, fixes it immediately so it looks like you had an automatic fire extinguisher. That is Guido approved. That's the way to do it. Shooting into the flat spot of the turret. This guy's pinned down between the 150 and myself. He gets a shot on me, basically the same tank with the same gun, but we whittle him down to 177 or whatever it is. Yeah, 177. So we pause and we hit N again. We can tell, go back to the Stug, set on fire. See how that green dude right there is around it? That means you've done that one. Now I just need to be in the top 5. It doesn't really let you know until the end whether you're top 5, top damage, whatever the case may be. It would be actually pretty cool if this showed green if I was currently in the top 5, but I don't think it's doing those calculations for the whole team yet until the end. I don't know how, when that gets done. In any event, you won't know that. I don't know why this dude goes across here. This ends up being a big game, and when you have big games, you get stuff like this where people just drive out in front of you and let you farm them, and life is good. So then we have this dude. He's just going to come out and around the corner. And he's going to let me track him. I think he was actually tracked by the 150. Try to sneak. Oh, it looks like I hit my own guy. Unfortunately, a little damage left on the table right there. And then this dude comes around the corner. He says hi. And I say hello. And see what I'm saying? I'm at 3,280. Did I do any kind of especially spectacular move? Was it extremely tactical, strategic, amazing? Did I go flank somebody and get around them? Well, did I angle properly and do some, amazing snaps and stuff? No. They just kept coming around the corner. And, a lot of people will just sit on corners like that for too long. But if the enemy is continuing to give you shots, then, that position is is productive, stay there and continue to farm. You know, there's not much else to say about a situation like that. Here, I'm going to swing back around this way, and I'm going to end up wishing I'd kind of gone down that road. My concern was if I went down the road I was just at, a couple of the TDs would farm me, but all of a sudden as I come around here I go, now I'm realizing, you know what, that's not where they are. And all the hit points are being removed before I can quite get to them. I've got 3 kills, 3,400 damage, 150. I have finished my incineration part, so I did light someone on fire. Now I just need to be in the top 5 in experience. And at 3,400 damage in a tier 7, I'm really feeling like this should be no problem. There's another kill, so that brings us up to 4 and 3585. And really, I'm just farm-a-llama ding-dang. I'm even going to just sit in and let this Dicker Max have a shot at me. I don't even really care because I don't think he can kill me with 1 shot. There we go, actually made a miss. And I'm just farming more damage off this guy, see if we can pop it out to 4,000 damage, and it looks like we did. More than likely, I think we hit him. And as I recall, when we look at the end plate, it will be a 4,000 damage game in a tier 7. I think I even get 1 more shot in the T25 AT, just moving to the next hit points at all times. Zoom it in nicely, get that shot. Do I get this kill? I don't know. No, but I do get 1 more shot. And it's 4,320. Might even be a little bit more if that other blind shot went in. 4 kills, 150 assists, and clearly in the top 5 on experience. I believe I'm number 1. Yay me, pat me on. There you go. Good job, Guido. You're amazing. You're the best tanker seen today. But just a quick look at doing some of the missions. Like I said, the Stug missions are kind of fire and forget. My advice on those is to turn them on and let it automatically go to the next one when you finally get it with honors. You can trip the standard requirement without honors, and then you're allowed to move on to the next one. I would just leave it until you finish it with honors, unless you just really want to get to that Stug for some reason. I realize I'm a good player, so I'm really kind of burning through those relatively quickly. Other people may want to say, screw the honors thing, it's too hard, and move on, I got it. I'll have to take a look at that someday in a separate video. I'm just showing you here. The other place you can see how you're doing is up here. And I think that's also a setting in the settings to turn on tracking for missions. And I'm wondering if I switch this to Union, will it change? Yes, it will. So now it's showing the Union, excuse me, the Union requirements up there. But the symbols are, I don't know, it's hard. Excuse me, it's really hard to kind of look at that and go, well, clearly I've done that with the check mark, but what does the 1093 mean? Is it damage? I don't know. It is actually damage to light tanks. So there's no real indication that it's a light tanks up here, right? So I don't find these to be terribly useful. I have them turned on just for giggles. If I'm really curious, though, during a battle, I'll just hit N. And if I have to, come down here and switch between the two and see how I'm doing on those, if it's a requirement that I'm not able to track. But as I said earlier, it's really fire and forget. Turn it on, just let it happen. Sit back and relax. It will happen as you go. My recommendation is to just leave it turned on until you get the primary and with honors done. And it will automatically go to the next mission. Just remember, you have to actually physically turn the mission on, though, in the UI from the very beginning. Okay, so be careful with that. And I'll bring that up. That's probably a good video for the near future to talk a little bit about missions and things like that. All right, there you go. I think it's a Ace Mastery, 4 kills, MT12, the Incinerator, and the T43. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. See ya.